Spiritual warriors, welcome in. I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Amanda, for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time. And this is the Connected Conduit, where I just open up, tippy tap in, and bring through messages to you, for you from Spirit. So I'm going to open up, bring through some info. That code is, that I just said so maybe your name's Cody. That crow just cawed very loudly and sort of interrupted and shocked me. So you might be having specific people in your life who are, I don't know, yelling at you or fighting with you, arguing with you, interrupting when you're talking, upset with you. So that could resonate with you. So I see you and you're falling slowly down this dark well, basically, or this hole, and you're just falling really far, you guys, and it's getting darker and darker and darker the more that you fall. And I feel that you feel like you're spinning out of control, or you've done something that it's like now you're in it and you don't know how you're going to get out of it. Maybe you feel like you made a bad decision, a bad investment, you're in a bad relationship. The crows are cawing again. You might be in an argument with someone that's really depleting you, or it's really deeply saddened you. But I feel like you feel you're spinning out of control, or you keep going down, like your health is going down, your finances are going down, your energy is going down, your relationships are going down. You might just feel like this is a crappy time right now for you, and you might be thinking, what is going on and how do I get out of this, and why do I keep slipping? Maybe some of you have been slipping back into an old addiction that's not good for you, like over consuming alcohol, other substances, or watching too much TV or something like this, where it's throwing your life out of balance a little bit. And maybe that's something to look at and address if it's throwing your life out of whack. We have the spinning wheel on the bottom of the deck. This is like the Wheel of Fortune, and there's a crow on top of the wheel and a woman who's on the ground, and she's sleeping, and she looks absolutely exhausted. So I feel like you might feel like you're on the bottom of the wheel. You're in the karmic trenches. You might feel like things are going wrong right now, but you're actually right where you need to be, even if it feels awful. I know. There's always something to be learned from the position that you're in, okay? Whatever you're going through, it's trying to teach you something. So ask yourself, what's the lesson? What do I need to learn to improve my life? What needs to go and what needs to stay, right? I feel like a cleanup is needed, an overhaul. Take a really good hard look at your job, your relationships, your mindsets, your beliefs, and your patterns. And ask yourself, is it serving me or not? Is it healthy or not? Is it getting me closer to my purpose, or is it taking me farther away from my purpose, taking me farther away from my mission? Okay, and if it's taking you away from your health, your happiness, your peace, your mission, then it's a no, and it's got to go. And if it's getting you closer to your mission, to your life's purpose, if it's getting you closer to healing and happiness and harmony and peace, then it's a yes. But you've got to be ruthless in a sense, okay? And I know it can be tricky, and that crow is really cawing out there, making a stink, making a fuss. So I don't think, not everyone's going to like this cleanup that you're about to do, but that's just too bad. You have to look after yourself. You come first. You're not here to people please. Okay? You're here to look after yourself, because look what happens to you when you people please. It's not good. It's not a good situation. You're exhausted. Okay? So there's something around a pattern. There's a pattern or a cycle or a habit or something that you keep doing and repeating that's not good for you, that Spirit wants you to look at, okay? Yeah. Bluebeard, a number 21, the Bluebeard. Face your shadow. Face your shadow. So I feel like you're in the karmic trenches. You might be on the bottom of the wheel experiencing what might be perceived as bad karma, okay? But you're just learning karmic lessons. That's all it is, okay? And you will come out of it. You're just learning right now, and learning isn't always fun. Sometimes it sucks, okay? Learning specific karmic lessons can be really hard, but you're going to get through it. Don't worry, okay? My goodness, there's certain people that I feel need to go from your life, okay? Of course, it's your life, your decisions, and you have to use your own intuition and make your own choices, but that's just what I'm picking up on, okay? You have people blocking you from your highest timeline. You have people swaying you off the path. You have people keeping you down. You have people who are a bad influence on you, okay? People who, for example, let's say you don't want to drink anymore, and then you're surrounded by a whole bunch of party people who want to party and drink. Well, it might be time to let those people go and find new friends, people who don't drink, right? I don't know. It can be hard to do, to let go, but you know, sometimes that's the way it's got to be. You just don't jive with certain people anymore, right? Like what you want and what I want, it doesn't match. So, you know, I got to say goodbye. All the best to you, but goodbye. There's also something here around, like facing your shadow. Look at what needs to be healed, okay? Ask yourself, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep repeating this pattern? It's a time for self-reflection. It's a time for introspection. It's a time for shadow work, okay? Don't be afraid of your shadow, because you can go into your shadow and you can confront it. You can acknowledge it. You can see it for what it is. Don't run from it. You know, we all have a shadow. And acknowledge your faults, or acknowledge your weakness, or whatever it is for you. And then you can work on it, right? You can work on healing it, or letting go whatever you need to let go of, or making healthier decisions for yourself. Face your shadow. You're going through a transformation right now. You're shedding a skin, okay? Or you're shedding a layer. You're shedding a layer of skin like a snake, okay? That's what's happening to you right now. So you're gonna notice that people, places, and things start to fall away from your life. Wow, the crows are just so loud out there. And they were really quiet. They were really quiet up until the moment that I hit record, you guys. So this is definitely linked to you in your life. I feel like you have people who are coming in and they're interrupting you, pulling you away from the temple path, pulling you away from your shadow work, from doing the healing. So you might want to create distance from people right now, okay? You may want to spend a lot of time by yourself, meditating, journaling, asking some pretty deep questions, you know? Who am I? Am I with the right people? Am I in the right place? Am I in the right job? What am I doing with my life? What is the meaning of life? Like, I mean, like, you might be wanting to ask yourself some pretty deep, big philosophical questions at this time, you guys. So yeah, heavily coming through. I feel too with these hands on this man's shoulders. Look, there's two hands coming behind this man and grasping his shoulders in a very menacing way, almost as if, where do you think you're going? You're not going to go off on your own. You're not going to heal. You're not going to spend time by yourself. You're not going to do healthy things. I'm going to pull you back down. I'm going to drag you back into a karmic cycle that you don't want to be in, but I'm going to tempt you, okay? So I feel like there could be temptation here, whether that's from an outside source or whether it's just you yourself. You're tempted to do things or make certain choices that aren't good for you, and you know it, okay? So get help if you need help. Reach out, ask for help. I'm not sure exactly what this is for you, but you will know, okay? We have the Little Mermaid, a number 17, C. Listen to your unconscious. So I feel like you need to find someone to listen to you, like a counselor, a therapist, a really good friend. I feel like you need someone who can hold space for you and listen to what you're going through and help coach you through whatever it is that you're experiencing, okay? I think that would be very beneficial for you. So you may want to look into that, you guys, whether it's a professional or if you have like a really good friend that you trust, who you know has your back and they're doing well in life and you trust them and you look up to them, then, you know, that could be a good option for you as well. I also feel like you have to be very careful who you listen to, okay? This mermaid is holding a shell. And with the crows cawing out there, I feel like you have to be really careful who you listen to, because not everyone is going to give you good advice. Not everyone is your friend. Not everyone has your greatest and highest good in mind. I feel like a lot of people around you are selfish and self-serving, and they just want you to do what they want to do, or they don't really care that you want to do better or you want to heal. They still want you to come out and party or whatever the situation is, right? But you don't want to do that, but they're, you know, guilt tripping you. Oh, come on, come out. Well, that's not a friend, is it? If you tell a friend that, hey, I want to clean up my act, I want to make healthier choices, and then they're trying to guilt trip you back into something that you don't want to do, that's not your friend. That's not a friend. Okay? The number 17 is the number of the star card, and the number of the star card talks about healing. So I feel like this is what's going on for you. There's absolutely a need to heal your shadow, to acknowledge it, and then make better, healthier decisions for you. Really pay attention to the decisions that you're making, the decisions and the choices that you're making. I think something like 80% of our decisions and choices are made subconsciously, and we don't even realize we're doing what we're doing, but we're doing it. So live more mindfully, live in the present moment, pay attention to everything you're thinking, everything you're saying, everything you're doing, pay attention to how you're acting, pay attention to what you're consuming, pay attention to what you're eating, drinking, watching, listening to, and is it good for you or not? Is it raising you? Is it raising your vibration, or is it lowering your vibration? Pay attention to these things and make adjustments as necessary. Yeah, pay attention to the decisions that you're making, okay? Every single decision, so that you can make healthy decisions all throughout your day for yourself, okay? Because little decisions, little choices, they add up. They all add up, okay? They're really important. So little tiny decisions are not to be overlooked. Rumpelstiltskin, a number 38, imp. Embrace your inner wild child. So perhaps this is a great time of inner child healing for you. Maybe there's something that your inner child is trying to tell you to look at. Maybe you need to play more. Maybe you need to rest more. Maybe you need to work less and play more. Maybe you need to be more creative. What part of yourself have you been suppressing that wants to come out and be seen and be heard? What's your truth? And are you living your truth? Are you living in your truth? Are you living to who you really are? Are you living true to who you are? Are you standing and operating in your authenticity? Okay, these are all questions that you can ask yourself and look at this time. So let's take a look at this cycle, this shadow work here. Let's see what else Spirit would like to add. You're going through a massive shift. I just caught a glimpse of the Death card. Yep, it's on the bottom of the deck. You're changing, you're shifting. So don't resist the shift, go with the shift. You're transforming, you're becoming somebody new. You're going through some sort of an ego death here as well. Okay, so you're going to find that you're not really wanting to do a lot of stuff that you used to want to do, because you just find it hollow and vain and superficial and boring and not satisfying. Like it's not feeding your soul. You want more out of life. You don't want to go out and party, for example, or you don't want to go out and shop all day long. You want to do more spiritual things, okay? You want to start digging deep into who you are and discovering your soul gifts and why you're here and making a difference in this world, okay? So you're going to be moving away from things connected to the ego, like big houses, shiny people, shiny cars, spending money, making money, materialism, you know, all of these things. And you're going to be moving more into the spiritual side of things, you guys. I just dropped the Ace of Pentacles on the floor. I'm not going to bend down to get it. It's just there. So I feel like you have a new beginning coming in for you. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. Or sorry, Two of Cups. I don't know why I said the Two of Pentacles. Two of Cups. You have a new relationship coming in. Okay, I feel like this could be romantic or platonic. I really do feel like a lot of you guys need to connect with your best friend, like someone who's happy and healthy and high vibrational and who is successful and lives a successful lifestyle. Someone who can role model, or someone who can help you through this part of your journey, someone who's already been through the dark night of the soul, because I feel like that's what you're going through. You're going through this dark tunnel. Again, you may feel like you're falling, that things are spinning out of control, but don't worry, everything is in perfect divine order. You're meant to learn something from this experience that you're going through right now, okay? This is a very important period of learning and growth for you, okay? Even though it might be scary, even though it might be hard, even though it might be exhausting or bringing in a lot of change you didn't expect, don't worry, okay? Don't be afraid. Yeah, the Eight of Swords. So I feel like you may have a pattern of overthinking, overanalyzing, or getting stuck in your head around certain things, okay? So when that happens, what you can do is fall into the heart space. Work on developing your intuition, and you can do that by meditating, and you can research how to do that as well, you guys. You can take a course. But lean more into your intuition. Trust your heart, trust your gut, because your heart and your soul, they know the way and they won't lead you astray. Okay, get out of the mind into your heart. You might need to talk something through with a friend or a counselor or something like that. And I feel like that conversation is really going to help propel you forward. It's going to shine some light on something that you need clarity on. It's going to help you get unstuck. Because right now I feel like you feel like you're trapped. You're in a prison. You're feeling stagnant. Nothing's happening. But it's because Spirit wants you to look at something. You have to look at something in order to free yourself here. Yeah, look, the Wheel of Fortune. You're stuck in some sort of pattern, and that's why nothing's shifting, because you've got to figure out what's keeping you stuck. It could be overthinking. It could be the ego. It could be that you're afraid of change. It could be that you're afraid of letting go. It could be that you're afraid of your healing, okay? So if you've got to ask yourself, you've got to sit with yourself and figure that out for you, okay? Look, the star's on the bottom. Don't be afraid of your healing. The star represents hope and faith, finding balance in your life, being real, true, and authentic. So ask yourself if you're living your truth. Maybe some of you don't even know your truth, and that's where you need to start. And you discover your truth by asking your heart and soul what it is, right? By meditating, having some sort of a spiritual practice. Allowing your inner child out to shine. Because there's a pattern here, a pattern of overthinking, or a pattern that you keep going back to that is keeping you stuck. The Magician. So I feel like it's really important for you to reclaim your power, you guys. Know that you have everything you could possibly need already within you. All you have to do is tap in. You just go in. And if you have no idea how to go in, then it might benefit you to read up on meditation practices. It might benefit you to join a group or a club or a meditation circle, or you could join a course or a group to develop your psychic gifts. Join a class to develop your mediumistic powers of awareness, because all of those things are going to get you closer to your own heart, soul, and your own spirit. Okay? And then when you know yourself, when you know thyself, you are so powerful. Okay? Because then you know your gifts, you know your skills, you know your talents, you know what you bring to the table. And then you can harness your skills and your gifts and you can put them to use. And then you can feel so good about your life and about yourself. Right? Because you're like, yeah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm using my innate skills and gifts and talents that I came to Earth with to help people or to make the world a better place. I really feel like there's a huge shift coming in for you, a lot of change, you guys. All right. Spirit wants you to believe in yourself. Believe that you can change your life, you can transform your life, and it doesn't have to be scary, okay? Change is the one thing that is absolutely certain in life. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes, okay? And your soul is growing, it's expanding, it's begging to expand, but I feel like you keep trying to suppress it or stop the growth, and Spirit's asking you to not do that, okay? Allow yourself to grow, shift, change. Step into your power, step into your confidence. Explore magic. Some of you need to explore magic, or it may benefit you to do some spell work for yourself, for your own healing, right? It may benefit you to set some clear, healthy intentions for yourself and your life. Like you can set intentions of things that you want to release and let go of, and then you can set intentions in terms of things that you want to pull into your life, bring into your life, right? And how you do that, I mean, there's so many different techniques, you guys, and that's the thing. It's like you need to get out there and explore and play around with it and see what works for you, because one size doesn't fit all, okay? Yeah, the Ace of Cups. Spirit wants you to drop into your heart space, trust your heart, try something new. Also, pour into self-love, self-care. That is numero uno for you. Numero uno for you. Follow your heart, Knight of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Don't be afraid of letting go and starting over. Don't be afraid of letting go and trying something new. Don't be afraid of letting go of that which no longer serves you. Don't be afraid of letting go, overthinking, overanalyzing things. Don't be afraid of your gifts, of your power. Don't be afraid of success. Don't be afraid of starting over from scratch, you guys, rebuilding your life. Right? It's like a child who builds up a sandcastle. Maybe this child spends hours and hours and hours building up this sandcastle, and then the child stands back, looks at it, and goes, meh, not really happy with this sandcastle that I've manifested, so I'm just gonna stomp on it. I'm gonna squish it. Okay, and then I'm going to start over. And kids, they don't go, oh, I spent all that time building it and now I'm squishing it. No, they don't care. They're almost happy to destroy it, right? They squish their sandcastle with their feet and they're giggling like, ha 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 ha, this feels great on my feet, right? They're not sad. No, there's no fear. Children don't have fear of exploring and trying new things and making something and then, oh well, like that didn't work, on to the next, right? Because they don't care about failure, right? They're free. They're free. And I feel like that's the energy Spirit wants you in. Some of you have always wanted to do something since you were a child, and Spirit wants you to get back into that. Explore, play around, go back to school if you want to, or study, take a course, take a class in something that you are very passionate about. Anything else about this cycle? Yeah, Nine of Cups. Go after what you want. Also, for some of you, I do feel like alcohol may be something that, keeps coming up for you along your path. Maybe overconsumption, and then, maybe you just overconsume, and then the next day you're just tired and you're depleted, and then you don't go to the gym, and then you eat unhealthy foods, and then, it's a vicious cycle. And then before you know it, you're in an unhealthy pattern, right? It could be something like that. And, whatever it is for you. For others of you where that doesn't resonate, you have a selfish person in your midst, okay? I really, really feel that for a lot of you. You have somebody who's really selfish. We have the devil on the bottom, someone who may be very attached to you, okay? Or you could have negative attachments to people, places, and things as well. You guys, take it how it resonates. And this is something that you're going to have to break. You're going to have to break the chains here, you guys, in order to rise. But I feel like that's why you're on the bottom of the wheel right now, experiencing just this dark tunnel, this darkness, because Spirit wants you to look at it, address it, see it, and heal it, and let it go, and get the help you need if you need help, right? I just saw a glimpse of the 5 of Wands, and I feel like you have a lot of people in your life who make your life difficult. They bring chaos and drama and conflict. They fight and they argue with you a lot. So Spirit doesn't want you to get involved in that anymore, okay? Again, you know, it's your life, your decisions. But if people are bringing chaos and arguments to your life consistently, you've really got to look at that, because then you're being, you know, you're stuck in chaos and conflict along with those people. And I'm telling you, peace and harmony in relationships and in your life, it's everything. Okay, because you can't build a stable, happy, healthy life when your relationships are chaotic, and they're always chaotic, right? Because then your life's always going to be chaotic. So Spirit's saying there needs to be a balancing act here. I feel like you have a really big decision here with Judgment, okay, or a whole bunch of really big decisions to make, really big life-changing decisions. Spirit wants you to focus on what's going to make you happy, on a happy, peaceful life here. Okay. The 3 of Wands. It's almost like somebody has taught you that there's nothing to look forward to, or like, this is it. You've made your bed and now that's that. Well, that's not true. You can change anytime you want, because I feel like for a lot of you, you're very dissatisfied with your career or something that you've manifested for yourself. And Spirit's saying it's definitely possible to start over and change your life, okay? So anything else about this pattern, Spirit? Anything else about the pattern, the cycle? The 6 of Pentacles. So you may have a pattern or a cycle of overgiving, and overgiving to the wrong people, as in overgiving to people who don't give back in return. Okay, or this toxic cycle, you guys, whatever it is that's not good for you, it may have made you go into debt. You might have lost a lot of money because of whatever this is, like overspending, for example, or buying things that you just don't need, or trying to keep up with the Joneses, which is something that is linked to the ego, right? So yeah, I don't know, I'm getting a lot of different messages. You'll just have to take what resonates for you, but I feel like you have people who take from you and they don't give back. And now you're feeling empty, you're just depleted. So you need to learn who to give to and who not to give to. The Star. Okay, so this is about healing, authenticity. I really do feel like now's a time of great healing for you. You're healing a pattern that's not good for you, so that you can step into your authenticity here, step into your truth, so you can raise your vibration. The Tower. So this is that energy that I saw for you, where you're just falling. See, there's 2 men that have been kicked out of a tower, and they're falling down, down, down in darkness, and it's black all around them. That's exactly what I saw in my third eye for you, and it's very symbolic, of course. But I feel like something might have happened quite quickly here as well, like something might have shocked you, or you might have had a sudden change of events happen in your life that you weren't expecting, and now it's like, whoa, I've lost all this money, or whoa, my health isn't doing very good, or whoa, my relationships are toxic, and I actually see them for what they are, and whoa, I'm shocked, right? So I feel like this happened very suddenly, and it may have really shocked you, but Spirit doesn't want you to worry. Like, it's for your own good. It's for your liberation that this has happened, okay? So that you can look at something. Because with the Tower, you guys, it was built on a faulty foundation. So it wasn't meant to last. It was always doomed, in a sense, to crumble. Just like that sandcastle that I said earlier, right? I brought through the vision of the child building up the sandcastle and then going, I'm not happy with that sandcastle. I know I can build one way better than that. And so the child stomped on the sandcastle and had fun doing it and had no fear around things crumbling and disintegrating and being flattened right out. Okay, because the child was like, I know I can just build another one up and it's going to be even better than before. So I don't have to worry about loss. And that's exactly what Spirit wants you to be thinking. That's the mindset Spirit wants you to adopt, okay? So don't be afraid of rebuilding. Don't be afraid of the crumbling, because whatever is leaving your life, it's supposed to leave your life. Okay, so it may help you to look at your astrological chart and see what your south node is all about. Okay, it could be overworking, it could be overgiving, it could, whatever it is, it could be control. And then whatever is in your south node, that's what is destined to be released and healed, so that you can experience your blessings, your good karma, your dharma, so you can experience things in your north node. Okay, so you might want to look at that if you haven't, but you're going to rebuild and it's going to be great. It's going to be better than before, so don't worry. Okay, 31 minutes, my goodness. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. Okay, wow. So that's right on the split. So yes, you're going through a lot of endings right now with people, places, and things and mindsets, maybe a job or something like this. But it's for your liberation. It's for your freedom. It really is. And you're going through a lot of growth, a lot of change, you guys. So change is painful. It's painful. You're letting go of an old version of you and you're stepping into a newer, more improved version of you. So go easy on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself is what I'm hearing Spirit say. Some of you have a tendency to fall into negative self-talk, and Spirit wants you to stop doing that, okay? You need to speak kindly to yourself, of yourself, okay? Speak to yourself like you're speaking to your best friend, right? Treat yourself as your best friend would, or as your loving parent or caregiver would, okay? Acts, breakup, separation, stop the pattern. Oh, stop the pattern. You guys, it says stop the pattern right there. That is extra confirmation for you that there is absolutely a pattern of destruction or self-sabotage here that needs to be looked at so that you can heal and move on and experience healthy relationships in your life with people, places, and things, okay? There's a pattern here that Spirit wants you to look at. If you take a minute to think about it, you'll know it. Some of you already know the pattern that needs to stop. For others of you, it's going to take some introspection to figure out what that is. But you've got to do the work, right? You've got to do the work. The Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. So for some of you, Spirit wants you to look at your relationships and see who's staying and who's going. Because I'm telling you, for a lot of you, you have people in your life who do not have your greatest and highest good in mind, and they're keeping you down. Okay, they're keeping you stuck in the karmic trenches, and Spirit wants you to get out of that. So you're going to have to look at that. You can't be afraid of letting people go who don't serve you anymore or who you don't feel aligned with anymore, because you're going through an ascension. Your vibration is going up, so you're not going to feel, again, like drawn to certain people anymore. You might feel repulsed by them, or you might, like I said at the beginning, I feel like you want things that are going to feed your heart and your soul and your body and your mind in a positive way. And so anything that doesn't feed you is going to feel like gross to you, like you're not going to want it, okay? Or you won't be drawn to doing that anymore. You're going to change. You're going to start changing. Things that you used to like to do of a lower vibration, you're not going to want to do those anymore, okay? But then you always have those friends, right, that try to rope you back in. Well, come out, do this, do that. And you've got to look at those relationships, because a lot of you have outgrown a lot of your relationships, a lot of them. Twin flames, yin, yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. So you're coming into a state of harmony and balance here, you guys, within. That's what's going on. You may be able to resonate with being on a twin flame journey. Okay, so self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship and love bombing, the golden mirror. So some of you have a narcissist in your midst here, you guys. Stabbed in the back. Yeah, see? Certain people who, they don't love you and they've hurt you. They've betrayed you. And those are the people that need to go. You can't keep people like that around who betray you and hurt you. That's, in my opinion, you know, it's your life, your decisions. Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. So some of you may need to look at something that you're obsessed with. Maybe you're in a codependent relationship and you need to look at that. Maybe you need to let go of control. There's a block here for you that you're being encouraged to look at. Okay. And I'm also getting that you may be with someone who does have an addiction. Maybe you have an addiction that you're healing from. Or this person who some of you may be with, if you are with someone, they're not good for you. They're going to keep you down. They're going to keep you chained to some sort of karmic pattern or cycle or addiction that's not good for you. Okay? So, you guys, this was, yeah, girl with a snake. Girl with a snake, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. Yep, that was coming through earlier. Create healthy boundaries with people so that you can maintain a healthy lifestyle, so that you can do what you need to do for yourself, okay? All right. Whew, long reading, you guys. A lot came through in that one. So everything's going to work out. Don't worry. You're going through a shedding process, okay? That's what I was saying earlier. Like a snake who's shedding its skin, okay? And I do feel like you will be letting go and changing and trying new things and getting into new hobbies and making healthier decisions and wanting more heart-fulfilling experiences, okay? Because whatever you're doing right now, it's not fulfilling you. It's not making you happy, and you want more. Okay, so you're gonna find that you're gonna start exploring, branching out. Okay, so this is it, you guys. This is what I have for you. This is what Spirit has for you. Thank you so much for being here. I do hope you found this helpful, and I'm wishing you all the best on this journey, and I look forward to reconnecting with you in the next one. Take care.